When I first started getting Botox, I got it when I was about to hit 30.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys know anything about hitting 30. That first year, you're like, I got to fix everything. Everything is wrong with me. So welcome to Aura K Speaks podcast. I am your host, Biba, and today we are talking about real stories, real confidence, and real results. In today's episode, we are talking about destigmatizing aesthetics, and I have with me my special guest today. I feel so special because she is near and dear to my heart, Emily Bunt, nurse practitioner, owner of Beautiful You Aesthetics, a travel concierge aesthetics business that comes to you, which is very special. So I want to introduce to you Emily. Please help me welcome my guest specially. Emily, good to have you.
Hi, thank you, Biba. I'm so happy to be here. I'm glad to talk about destigmatizing aesthetics.
Yes, it's very important. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself? I want my audience to know you, and I want them to know you very well. So if you can give me like any fun facts about you, what you do, who you are, let's hear about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been a nurse for 20 years, a nurse practitioner for almost 10 of those years.
Wow.
I've been in the healthcare field a long time. Mm-hmm. And I have 2 kids, a 7-year-old daughter and a 3-year-old daughter. And then, of course, my supportive husband for getting this business on the ground.
Nice. Wow. So what made you go into aesthetics?
It's been something I've always been interested in. I personally struggled with acne and bad skin most of my life. And so I personally understand how it feels to not be comfortable in your own skin. Mm-hmm. And so that was one of the things that I really wanted to help others, is that I know what it's like to not be comfortable in how you look, not just thinking about beauty in general, but just feeling how you do about yourself. So got into aesthetics to help others feel more confident and just kind of bring out their inner glow.
That's beautiful. I like that you have that experience firsthand. Mm-hmm. So it just makes your service even better. Mm-hmm. And the fact that you travel, when you told me that, I'm going to give one more fact about Emily that she didn't say. We used to work together. I worked in the clinic that she was a nurse practitioner at, and she's amazing. I was like, who is this boss lady? I want to know more about her. And then when I saw you at the gym promoting your business,
that's right.
I was like, oh, you do aesthetics? That's amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
It was really inspiring to know that, and just having that background for yourself, having lived that fact that you don't really, you want other people to feel as confident as you do. Mm-hmm. It's amazing because when you render that service to people, you're more empathetic and you're more compassionate about it. And it's just amazing. So I want to dive in. And before we dive into the topic, I wanted to talk about something very important. I want to know you a little bit more, okay? What is one beauty myth that you want to debunk right now on the podcast?
Oh, gosh. One beauty myth that I would like to debunk is that Botox is harmful. I think that's maybe a really big myth that people feel. And what we're doing is we're just using a very teeny tiny amount of Botox, or the neurotoxin is basically what it is, to help relax the muscles in the face or jaw or even neckline. And so it's not harmful when you're using it in the right way and you have the right provider.
The right provider is key. So as a client, what should I look for in my injector? Like, let's say I want to get into aesthetics and I need to do some research about who I am going to. What should I look for? Like, what are the credentials that are needed?
That's a great question. So you should look to see that they are certified in what they're doing for aesthetics. You want to make sure that they're a provider is helpful as a nurse practitioner or a PA or a physician that really helps elevate your experience in knowing that they have the background medically also of the face and the muscles and how all of that works. Other things is experience, compassion, and are they willing to work with all different types of people? That's also important that their portfolio has a wide variety of different people, not just one singular treatment or one singular profile that they're looking for.
I like that you mentioned that because especially in the Black community, for women of color, we really shame each other for that, like for doing aesthetics or even wanting to have the interest in knowing more about it. It's like, you're going to put all of that in your face for what? You're already beautiful. So this is why this podcast episode is very, very important, because information is key. And information does bring a lot of awareness to people. So when you have the right information from the right source, it can really help make your choices better. Now, I have another question. It's totally unrelated to beauty, okay?
Sounds good.
So just roll with me here because I'm going to be throwing them out as we go. So just keep me
on my toes.
So yeah, keep you on your toes, essentially. I mean, that's why you're here.
Yeah.
So. All right, so if you could hang out with one cartoon character, which would you choose and why?
Oh, gosh. I think the first one that pops in my head is maybe Bugs Bunny.
Oh, okay.
Just because Bugs Bunny's just fun and kind of silly, and I don't know. I watched Bugs Bunny all the time when I was little.
I have one.
Yeah.
Tom from Tom and Jerry.
Okay.
I just want to know what's going on in his head. Like, you can never catch that mouse. Why do you keep going?
Yep. It's a challenge.
Yeah. Bugs Bunny is fun. And then he always eats eats the carrot at the end, right? Yep. Yeah. That's an interesting one. I like that. Bugs Bunny for sure. And if you could see one movie again for the first time, like you've never seen it before, which would that be?
Oh, my goodness. That's a tough one. I don't know. There are... Can we go back to that?
We can come back to this one. Yeah, we definitely can.
I'm trying to... I don't know.
There's so many movies. For me, it would be The Notebook.
The Notebook. Okay.
Yeah. The Notebook for sure. That was like my movie when I watched it. I was like, this is so romantic. And I started crying and everything. Yeah, I'm a big wimp when it comes to romantic movies.
That's okay. Romantic's good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't do scary movies though for some reason.
I've always been into scary movies.
Really?
It's kind of an odd piece of information about me, I guess, that I've always been into scary movies. So,
which was your favorite scary movie?
See, now I'm being put on the spot.
Sorry.
Beava's having me on my very first podcast ever, so.
Yeah, it's her first. Listen, it'll get better as we go. Don't worry. We'll ease into it.
Yeah.
But for scary movies, when I used to watch, like, when you're a kid, you kind of watch what's available. Mm-hmm. I think the one that I really watched was Scary Movie Part 1 and 2. Oh, Final Destination.
That's a good one.
Oh, my goodness.
That one got me every time.
I was like, how are these people just dying like this? Yeah. This is scary.
I know.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've gotten to know you a little bit more, put you on the spot a little bit. I apologize. I want to focus on, we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier when we were talking about focusing on the stigma around aesthetics, especially for women of color. Mm-hmm. Now, you have a wide clientele, correct? What do you see the most apprehension when it comes to that?
I would say the biggest apprehension is, will it change what they look like and who they are? I think that's kind of the biggest thing, because I think when people think about neurotoxins, which is like Botox, Jeuveau, there's lots of different brand names for neurotoxins, but I think people are worried that they're not going to be themselves or even look like themselves after they get the treatment. And so I feel like that's what I really excel at, though, is that I help people show them that you can have a little bit of neurotoxin, but still look like yourself and be yourself and still have some of that natural movement.
Natural movement, can you expatiate on what you mean by natural movement?
Yeah. So when I mention natural movement, it's where you still have a little bit of movement in your facial muscles after you have neurotoxin. So sometimes we think about neurotoxin being, completely zero wrinkles, zero movement, just very plastic looking. Whereas I like to give people neurotoxin and have a little bit of movement still there so they can still feel like themselves. We're all aging and getting older, and we can't reverse the time specifically, but we can soften what time has done to our skin.
I like that. Yeah. I like that. That's a really good one. We can soften it so that, just gives you that more relaxed look, that more relaxed feel. You just have that refreshed
Absolutely.
look. And that is when I notice, because I follow you on Instagram, obviously. If you could plug your Instagram real quick, that would be great.
Yeah, it's beautiful.u.mn Instagram.
Yeah. At beautiful.u.mn. Yeah. Okay. So I look at your Instagram and I look at the results and they're so natural looking, like they didn't even get anything done. What is the biggest age group that you see?
I would say the age group is anywhere from 40s to 60s is kind of my age group. I do have a few clients in their 20s and just a couple in their 30s.
What would you advise is the best time to start getting Botox and neurotoxins?
I think it's different for everyone. I think it's tough talking about people in their 20s getting Botox as preventative Botox. I think that's kind of a hot topic that's in the aesthetic world right now. But I think if there are wrinkles, for example, your 11s in between your eyes, if they're really strong, and some people in their 20s have strong muscle there where it's starting to form some more deeper lines, sure, that's a time where you could start doing it and softening those lines if you wanted. But I just don't think there's a specific age where you would start doing neurotoxin if that's something that you want to do.
Because when I first started getting Botox, I got it when I was about to hit 30. I don't know if you guys know anything about hitting 30. That first year, you're like, I got to fix everything. Everything is wrong with me. So in my head, I thought like I needed a lot of it. And it was soft. It gave me the soft look. I haven't done it in so long. But I primarily did it because I have this jaw, like my jaw tightens in my sleep, especially when I'm stressed out. So what's it called? TMJ?
TMJ.
Yes. So I got Botox for that reason. But then I was like, I'm here. I might as well put it in other places. So I was like, okay, put it here. And I love the look. It gives you a very refreshed, relaxed look. And because I was turning 30, I felt like that was the time to get it. And they were telling me, like, this is the time to do the preventative stuff. So now you're saying there's not really a time to do preventative Botox. So I guess it's kind of as you see fit.
It is. Everyone's different. And so when you think about beauty and how you feel about yourself, that's what I more mean is that there's not a specific time to start because not everybody wants Botox or neurotoxin.
Right.
If someone's wanting to do it, I would say it's maybe when you're starting to see some of those wrinkles that are a little bit more deeper set or they're starting to form. That's a good time to start to help soften those lines and keep them from getting deeper. But everybody's different and not everybody wants it. And so it's tough to say when you hit this certain age, you should start getting it because then we're getting into that, the do's and don'ts of beauty. That's certainly not what I want to say.
Yeah, that's very fair. I want to touch on your business model. You actually travel to people in their homes.
Yep.
That is so unique.
Yeah.
What inspired that?
Basically, it inspired out of a need. I didn't see it at all in the Twin Cities and in the Maple Grove area where I'm based out of. And I just didn't think being a new small business that I could afford to pay for a studio, pay for rent, and all of that. And so I thought concierge style is the way to go. And so I used to do concierge type stuff in previous positions, and this just felt like it worked out great for me. So I've got a chair. I bring all of my stuff with me. I have all the additional things like Benadryl, safety things on hand that I bring with me. And I'm able to just set up right inside someone's home and give them their treatment and then be on my way.
And it's safer too because you're a nurse. That's amazing. So I bet that changes the whole vibe of the experience for them. They feel a lot more relaxed because they're in their home. They don't have to get in their car, dress up, get in their car, and then drive to a place that is unfamiliar to them. So that must be like a... Do you have like Botox parties?
I can have Botox parties. I've had a couple, and
Nice.
those are fun. But it's great. People can be in their pajamas. People have their kids around too, or pets. If I come to their home, it's just the one stipulation is that if kids or pets are around, they can be around until we're ready to go and do the injections, and then they have to keep a safe distance, just because we're dealing with needles. Of course, don't want to accidentally hurt anybody, but I do think people enjoy me coming to them, so then they don't have to worry about traffic. It can be on their time, not my time. And
Yeah.
yeah.
That's very relaxing. And then you could kind of like treat it like your own, well, I say get ready with me. What do they call those? Like a spa treatment type of thing at your house.
Yeah.
So walk us through a typical day of booking an at-home concierge service.
Yeah, absolutely. So a typical kind of start to finish would be someone would do a free virtual consult. So those are anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. We chat via video. We talk about the aesthetic needs. And then if it's a good fit for the both of us, then I help the client book an appointment. We find a time and a date that works well for them. And then the day that I arrive, I bring my big massage chair, and then I set it up, and then I set everything else up on whatever they have there, whether it's a coffee table or just a regular kitchen table, to set my stuff up to keep it sterile. And then I clean the patient's face. I talk them through what we're doing. I mark someone's face up. I show them. And then we talk about how the neurotoxin will affect them in the areas that I've kind of marked on their face. And then it's a mutual thing. We both agree on kind of placement and about how much, because I also have to be conscious of budget. So you can't just go and inject people and say, oh, it's going to be $600. You got to be conscious. And that's something we talk about in my consult too, is do you have a budget that you're working in within? So yeah, after we mark it up, we okay, and then I pull it up right in front of them. I don't have anything pre-pulled up for clients because it comes right from the vial. And then I inject and we're done.
Is that a multi-use vial?
They are not.
Okay. Okay. Wow. So what, as far as product goes, do you mind sharing what it is that you use? So in case somebody knows, oh, maybe I have experience with so-and-so type of Botox or so-and-so type of filler, they can know, okay, so I'm comfortable with booking her. Or if it's something that they've never used, is that something that you'll be willing to explore for them, or you're strict on what you use, your tools, and that's it?
That's a great question. So I carry two brands, brand name Botox and then brand name Jeuveau. Those are both neurotoxins, and I love them both. I think they're fantastic. At this time, I don't carry any others. Other brand name neurotoxins would be like Dysport or Xeomin. Those are some of the other ones that are out there. I just happen to have started with the Botox and the Jeuveau, and I feel it works great for the clientele that I have. As far as fillers, I use something called Versa or Versa Plus, and it's a very great kind of soft, natural-looking filler, which I adore. I've done a lot of lips with it, and some women already have very plush, plump lips and want a little more pop. That's okay. And then I have other women who've had volume loss from age-related volume loss, even in the lips. And if you put just a little bit of filler in there, it can help just reestablish that plumpness without looking fake.
I'm liking these things.
Yeah.
So, okay, you do Botox. You mentioned fillers. So, Botox and fillers. Do you ever think of maybe getting into another type of aesthetics? Do you plan to expand in the future? Like threads? I know I did PDO threads when I was... How old was I? 30? Like, my 30s. The crash out that I was having earlier. I did that. So do you think that you do threads along the line?
Maybe along the line. I know it still feels like a newer procedure, so I'm still kind of waiting out the research on it, but it's been very safe thus far for a lot of people. I do chemical peels, so I do have a light peel and then a more intense peel. And what I love about this brand is it's called the Perfect Derma Peel. It is great for all skin types. Whether you're light-skinned or dark-skinned, it works. I have very sensitive skin with my olive tone skin, and this peel works amazing.
Yeah.
And so I love how it doesn't cause hyperpigmentation, which can be common in darker skinned people.
Yeah.
And it doesn't cause hypopigmentation
What's
either.
hypo? Under?
Under. So if instead of your skin getting darker, it can sometimes get lighter in spots.
Oh.
So that's called hypopigmentation, which can happen if people get burned from like a bad chemical peel.
Wow. I did not know that. See, I learned something new today, guys. You definitely want to check out Emily. The fact that you come to people is just blowing me. Like, that will forever be a thing for me because at the comfort of my home, and then I can have a party. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, so now that I've asked you a bunch of questions about your business, do you have any other things you want to mention in terms of like how you service your clients? How does your client even find you?
Yeah, so people can Google me. I have a Google profile. People can find me on Facebook under Beautiful You Aesthetics, and also on Instagram for Beautiful You Aesthetics. So those are a few ways. And then a lot of word of mouth. So I don't do actual like advertising, like paid advertising, because I like the ability to grow my business slow instead of feeling like I'm growing really fast with maybe not the right fit for clientele, because you want to make sure you're comfortable, not only client and provider, with the treatments that you're providing and the treatments that you're getting. And so I just want to make sure that I'm growing slowly and intentionally versus just trying to get a bunch of clients just because.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at this point.
Yeah. Who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is anyone who is interested in aesthetic treatments. So whether it's Botox, filler, chemical peels, someone who's wanting to soften their wrinkles, someone who may have age spots or acne. Chemical peels are great for that. Other ideal client would be just someone who's looking for a refreshed look.
Me.
You already look amazing.
Well, thank you. But I could use a little something. A little here and there. Because I know, like, I have darker lips, especially around this. And I was reading and researching that filler can actually help with, is it hyaluronic acid that comes with the filler to give that refreshed look for your lips so it's pinker? I want that. Is that part of your treatment package?
That filler is part of my treatment package.
Oh, okay.
So for lip fillers, cheek fillers.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
So I know that you mentioned about diversity, which is very important in aesthetics. I think that is a lot of the reasons why people shy away, especially for women of color. They shy away from, going into that lane, even if it's something they're interested in. They're just like, I'm not sure if it's for me, Black skin is not a one-size-fits-all, but a lot of people, especially some clinics, treat it like that. How do you tailor your treatments for women of color?
So I tailor it based off of their their color, their skin texture, and then I chat with my clients. I mean, a big part of what I do is talking. Talking to my clients, asking how their skin reacts to different products, asking my clients if they have sensitive skin, not sensitive skin, how it reacts to the sun, to make sure that when we do a treatment, we're doing it right for them. So, for example, with the Perfect Derma Peel, that is perfect for women of color because it is a great peel that helps but doesn't cause the changes in skin tone like the hypopigmentation. So it's just a lot of conversation to adjust my treatments for my clients of color.
That's really awesome. Okay.
But I think it's true, though, that a lot of women of color probably are having difficulty wanting to come in or having that scared factor of having aesthetic treatments. A lot of the research around neurotoxins are more with fair-skinned people or Caucasian. So it is tough to sometimes say, is this treatment right for me? Because the actual research that has been done has not been done with my skin type. So that certainly is a challenge, but there is definitely lots of education out there and just having the right provider being aware that there are some differences and then tailoring the treatments to them.
Okay. So for my listeners out there who are probably women of color thinking about going into aesthetics, how would they... you've kind of touched on it to ease them into it and making them feel more comfortable, more seen. Because a lot of what you're saying, I'm realizing like you make sure the person that's sitting in your chair is seen and feels seen. For my listeners out there who want to like go ahead and book with your service, what can you say to them today?
I can say that I will treat you with absolute respect and that we'll have a great conversation before we even get to the part of doing injections. That's where those virtual consults will come from, and just being able to get to know each other and allow you to ask me questions that you want to ask about me and my knowledge and where I'm from. I think that's one of the biggest things too, is just allowing clients to ask questions, which a lot of providers may not allow and may just do their thing.
Just gonna be like, yeah, go ahead and book that deposit. I'm kind of like, wait, hold on. This is about me. This is my body. I'm putting this in my body. I have to be careful. I have to be sure about what it is that is going into my body, and I have to feel safe.
Yeah.
So I like that you make people feel safe and seen. That's very important.
Thank you.
Now, speaking about questions, I have some questions. I know I've been asking questions a lot, but this is a game that we play on the Aura K Speaks podcast. It's called This or That.
Ooh.
This or That. So I'm just going to run down some questions for you, and then you tell me, would you rather do this or that?
Okay.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather live in the ocean or the moon?
The ocean.
Ooh, why?
I love the water.
Ah.
It's so calming and so therapeutic, and I just love being in the water. So I think
Nice.
the moon just wouldn't satisfy that.
Yeah, it was satisfied or just like black space all around.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, second question. I got it right here. Would you rather travel back in time to meet your ancestors or the future to meet your descendants?
Oh. I would say I would probably travel back in time. Meet some ancestors.
Yeah, me too. Because I want to know what's up.
So what happened way
What
back
happened?
then and all of that. So I think that would be very interesting.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, I think I would go back and meet my ancestors so I can know, what were y'all doing? Would you rather lose all of your money or all of your pictures? You're in aesthetics now.
I am in aesthetics. Yes. I would probably say all of my money. Because, and the pictures isn't because of aesthetics. It's more because I appreciate the pictures that we have, especially family. So family, experiences, I'd rather keep all of my pictures than my money.
That's true. Because sometimes I do go back in my my Google folder. You know how Google reminds you of photos taken way back when? And I was like, oh my God, look how young I was. I wasn't even thinking about life back then. Now I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, wow, I wish I enjoyed it a little bit more.
For sure.
Yeah. So that's something to think about. Would you rather have invisibility or flight? That's a good one.
Invisibility.
Okay.
Because I'm a little afraid of heights. So I don't think I'd want to be able to fly.
Hold on. She said, let's just tailor this right now.
Yeah. We'll just stay on the ground.
Okay. So yeah, invisibility. Invisibility is a good one. I think I'd rather fly because I could fly for free.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd rather fly.
Yeah.
Would you rather live where it only snows or the temperature never falls below 100 degrees?
Probably where it snows.
Really? You're in the right state.
Yeah.
Welcome to Minnesota.
Although I think we're already switching towards the always 100 degrees or more because
Really?
these past
Yeah.
hot.
It's really hot.
So I feel like even the winters, not much snow.
Yeah.
Made me sad.
Oh.
Like I like to sled and ski and
I've never had that Minnesota thick winter experience. I'm grateful.
oh goodness,
I'm
They
grateful.
are-
Trust me.
they are fun. Not to drive in it.
All the activities. I think a lot of Minnesotans that I talk to, they like the snow for the activities. And I want to go ice skating this year.
Yeah.
For Christmas, for sure.
You should.
Wait, but my birthday's around Christmas, so. But yeah, in the wintertime, I definitely want to go ice skating for sure.
You definitely can. The Maple
Yeah.
Grove Central Park has a ice skating loop.
We have a Central Park.
Yeah. Yes.
My bad. So I need to go out more.
That's okay.
I need to explore some more. Okay. Well, thank you for answering my questions of this and that. You made it through the game.
Yay.
Yay. Okay. So, let's talk about the future of inclusive beauty. The beauty industry talks about diversity, but we know sometimes it can be performative. What is one change you actually like to see?
I would like to see more research with the aesthetic treatments with people of color, because I don't want to say just women, because men want aesthetic treatments too. So I would just say more research with people of color, whether it's neurotoxins, chemical peels, lasers. Lasers is a huge one where people of color can have a lot of really bad results from too high of heat and too strong of a laser. And so I think having more research would be really great and much more beneficial. I know a lot of companies are being more inclusive as far as who they show and the face of their company, but I really think it's the research that needs to come in today's century and really show, kind of put their money where their mouth is in a sense.
Yes, put your money where your mouth is, please. Especially for laser. That's one thing that's kept me from doing laser as well, because I'm like, I don't know. They say laser... let me not mention their name. But they say this particular company does it well, but I'm always apprehensive because I'm thinking to myself, what if I get burnt? That's something that really scares me. So until I see like a friend that's maybe done it and had experience with it, I'm just like, I'm good. Now, you mentioned about men. I like that. I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Do you do toxins for men?
I do toxins for men.
This is very awesome. I'm liking this. Okay, so let's dive into that clientele and what that looks like.
Yeah, so I don't have a lot of men, but I can always accept more men and more clients. But men are also kind of a different animal, if you will, when it comes to aesthetic treatments. You definitely have to treat them a lot differently than women. Men typically need more neurotoxin than women. Men typically have thicker skin on their faces. So you need to learn how to inject correctly in the right depth for men. So it's really kind of a interesting tell.
What treatments do they typically get?
Botox.
Botox, mainly?
Or neurotoxin.
Neurotoxin.
Stop saying the name.
Okay.
I should stop saying the name.
Brand, yeah.
The neurotoxin is what they typically get to help soften wrinkles.
That's amazing. I think we can talk about this all day.
Yeah.
Do you ever do neurotoxins for underarm sweat, like sweaty areas? Because I've heard about that somewhere, that they do that for sweaty glands and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I do. It's usually a fair amount of neurotoxin in each of the armpit to help reduce the sweat glands. So basically what it does is it helps close up those sweat glands so then you're not sweating so much. Although a slight side effect could be that you sweat elsewhere.
Oh, so it just channels.
It can channel elsewhere, but not always. But some people have pretty significant sweating in the armpits, and they've tried clinical deodorant or prescription deodorant, and it's still not working. That's where Botox can be helpful to help at least alleviate that.
That's amazing.
Hands, palms. People can have Botox on their palms.
Really?
Because some people get excessive sweating on their hands. So that's something that you can do. And then you were talking about the tight jaw.
Yeah.
It's called the masseter. You inject right in there on both sides, and that helps with the tight jaw. But then it also sometimes has a slimming effect where it kind of
slims down the jaw. Because it worked so well. I'm coming to you, clearly.
Okay.
But it worked for video well. Yeah, we'll document it. So definitely stay tuned to RK Speaks podcast, and we're going to do a whole behind the scenes and everything. But yeah, it worked really, really well. And I stopped tightening the jaw at night, and it had that slimming effect, and then it went away.
It's not permanent.
It's not permanent, unfortunately. So, I'm glad that you mentioned that. Things just keep popping in my head. So what is the amount of time between sessions that is needed?
So that varies a little bit from person to person, but typically 3 to 4 months. I have some clients that go up to 5 months where they don't metabolize it very fast. And then I have 1 or 2 clients who are every 10 weeks, which is the earliest I will redo any neurotoxins. Really, it's kind of a safety mechanism on not doing it more often than every 10 to 12 weeks, because then your body almost gets immune or used to the neurotoxin, and then it's not going to work very well anymore.
Oh.
So it's making sure that also the provider you choose to be with doesn't say, oh, come back in 10 weeks, like every single time. You know, maybe there's an event coming up and you need to squeak it in a little bit early at 10 weeks. That's okay once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
But definitely almost all my clients are 12 plus weeks out.
Yeah.
As far as wanting to keep kind of that natural and within budget, and then also just not overdoing it with the muscles.
Because it can weaken your muscles as you go. You mentioned budget.
Yep.
Let's talk about money a little bit.
Sure.
All right, let's get into it. So, Manny, how much is a session? Like, I'm a client of yours because I'm about to. And I come to you, I'm like, hey, Emily, I want to book masseter neurotoxins, right? How much will that run me per unit?
Great question. So I currently charge $14 per unit for neurotoxin, and that's about the same as most clinics and spas that are throughout the Twin Cities.
Yeah, that's a pretty decent price, actually. It could be more. When I was in Boise, when I was up in Idaho, it was, how much was she charging? $20 per unit. I was like, baby, I don't think I can do it. That's a lot. And typically how many, am I saying that right? How many will you need?
So it varies from person to person. So the average person that I see kind of gets anywhere between 18 to 28 units. If you kind of go and Google units and the average, it's about 20 to 30 is what Google will probably say, or 20 to 40. But I give a little bit less because people want that more natural look. They want a little bit of movement. I could tell people that they want, or they need a lot more than what I'm giving, but then they would have that more fake, tight look that people don't want anymore. People want to look natural and soft. And so what I recommend is more on the natural end and less than what other providers typically recommend, so people can still feel themselves.
I love that. And as far as fillers, how does fillers work? Because the last time I did it, I forget.
Yeah, so you're right. They're hyaluronic acid, and basically what it does is it just helps hydrate your skin. So whether it's your lips or gives hydration and plump to your cheeks, if that's something that you want to do, as far as plumping that area up, but it just helps bring in hydration and helps fill in. That's why they're called fillers, is it helps fill in kind of volume loss. Because even in our 30s and going into our 40s and above, we do start having age-related volume loss everywhere. So all of our faces start falling a little bit. The volume gets lost in our lips. So it's just kind of replacing that and helping kind of plump the volume up a little.
That's amazing. Love it.
There is numbing cream, though, because
Good. Good. There's numbing cream, though.
we know, man.
We're here.
Yes.
That's amazing. All right. This has been so informative. Thank you so much. Like, things I didn't know. I learned about hypopigmentation from laser and chemical peels. Ladies, we need to do our information if we're going to have all these treatments. I mean, we want the aesthetics. Yeah, most of us do. But we also want to do it safely. And you need to trust your provider as far as just having that with you, like having that information that's going to help you in the long run because you want to do it safely. Okay? All right. So, Emily.
Yes.
Thank you. This has been amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on to the podcast to inform my viewers about the safe practices, destigmatizing aesthetics. It's been amazing to having you. Tell us how they can find you.
Sure. So you can either find me on Google, just Google Beautiful You Aesthetics, LLC, or Emily Bunt. You can find me on Facebook under Beautiful You Aesthetics, and same for Instagram.
Okay.
Or just contact Biba and she will send you my information.
Trust me, I will definitely send her information over. This has been so informative. Another question I have. Do you have any assignments for my viewers? Maybe something they can look up just to feel more relaxed about the whole procedure and treatments? Maybe something you want, a call to action for them to do, essentially. Do you have anything that you would like to add?
I would say just making sure you're comfortable with who you're going to see. So getting into aesthetics, just doing your research, looking at them on their website, looking at their bio, their profile, looking at some of the pictures of stuff that they've done, and talking to them. I think that's a big thing because, you can look at something and read something and it looks beautiful and perfect, but if you talk to the person, it may not be the right fit.
Yeah.
You just have to be really comfortable with who you're with, and that's kind of the biggest thing too.
All right. So, like she's mentioned, you can book her through going to beautifulyouaesthetics.mn. Am I saying that right?
I think so.
Okay. So Beautiful You Aesthetics, and all this information is going to be in the description box for sure. So make sure to check that out. And as far as Aura K Speaks Podcast, you can follow us on Aura K Speaks Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. It's going to be on the Biba T channel that hosts all things beauty. And guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. It's been amazing having Emily here. This is her first time and she did amazing. Round of applause for Emily. Yay! Hopefully she comes back. I didn't scare you off, did I?
No, you didn't.
Awesome. So thank you guys so much. I hope to see you guys on the next episode. And just remember that you are that girl and I'm rooting for you.